Call yourselves whatever you want. You people have used me, lied to me, and tried to kill me.
Who?
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Just when I thought my opinion of people couldn't possibly sink any lower, the good folks on Twitter somehow managed to find a way to remind me that humanity's stupidity truly knows no depths, especially if you belong to one certain group on the internet. I'm referring to the mostly overweight, dyed hair with obscene amount of facial piercings kind of crowd. You might get a good picture of who I'm talking about, a nice mental image for you. Well, maybe not a nice mental image. I wouldn't want to be thinking about that either. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, woke Twitter is coming after Ubisoft, and let me just say before I start off with this is not me trying to defend Ubisoft as a company because they do some dumb things. They are not perfect by any means. However, I think that when something is blown out of proportion, it needs to be addressed, and this is certainly something that is just getting so far out of hand, it just doesn't make sense to me. And when you look at the Twitter post that we're going to be taking a look at here shortly, you're gonna think, wow, this really doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I mean, there's no ratio on it. Normally when somebody has a bad take or, you know, people get really upset on Twitter, there's a lot more comments than there are likes and retweets, but it's not really the case with this. It's a very small vocal minority who is just losing their shit over nothing. And originally, I didn't really plan on talking about this at all. I just saw Ryan Kinnell do a video on it and I checked it out for myself. I thought it was pretty funny. In fact, you should actually check out his video on this topic. I'll link that in the description below because he plays a very important role in this story now. Because like I said, originally I wasn't gonna cover it. I saw it and I said, haha, that was funny meme, you know what I mean, guys? But now, it's kind of turning into something else because somebody decided to call Ryan out on Twitter, decided to retweet him, and yeah, just caught my attention, kind of rubbed me the wrong way, so we're here to talk about it. Ubisoft has truly stepped in it this time. They have gone too far. They've tried to push the limits, not with their gameplay, because I mean, it's kind of generic. They've gone too far on Twitter. They have upset the feminists, and we all know what that means. 3 or 4 people angrily tweet something, and then the company has to come out and apologize. But nonetheless, I'm sure that crowd has Ubisoft on the ropes. What are they going to do? What egregious error did Ubisoft make? What kind of blasphemy were they preaching on their Twitter? Well, viewer, let me show you right here. Here is the culprit. Ubisoft UK came out with this video, and it says in the tweet, "The blade is back." How dare they? Wait, what's that? You're confused as to why people would be upset by this? I mean, I wouldn't blame you, but I would have to ask, if you're confused as to why people would be mad about this, ask yourself a question. Are you a male? If you answered yes, the answer is the patriarchy. Now I know what you're thinking, one viewer of mine who's female. If you are in fact a female, you have to ask yourself this question. Have you internalized your misogyny? Are you now brainwashed to be a part of the patriarchy? That's why you don't notice what's wrong with this video. How dare you, both men and one woman watching this? Now viewer, I really need you to look. Look at this.
Look with your special eyes.
You can't see the blatant sexism going on in this video because guess what? Ubisoft completely did this on purpose. They left all the popular female assassins from the Assassin's Creed franchise out of this video, and they did it on purpose.
Oh my god!
Except no one can prove that. No one can prove that they did it on purpose at all, but the claims are still being made. It's not stopping people from losing their goddamn minds about this, saying that Ubisoft hates women, they don't want women in games, because they decided to release this video with the most popular characters from the mainline games that just so happen to be men. let's just go ahead and take a look at some of the replies in this tweet because it's a goldmine. It's a goldmine of stupidity. It's really a joy. And again, I was originally going to make this video as a lighthearted little quick video, but this turned into something more, which we're going to get into shortly. Don't you worry, viewer. Metal Gear Mando's going to take care of you. It's all going to be all right. Let's take a look at this first reply here. Ah yes, the game by men, about men, for men. No women to be found here. And then they posted along with a gif of Cassandra, and if the term gif triggered you, I'm sorry. Oh, also, I probably should have put a trigger warning at the beginning of this video. Trigger warning, man talking about woman issues, so if that offends you, if you're a pussy, don't forget to click the dislike button on your way out. So they post this with the gif of Cassandra, but they neglect that they don't add Alexios, and I think there's a good reason why Alexios and Cassandra aren't included in this video, and that's because they're not assassins. They're not using hidden blades. I mean, Jesus, the video says the blade is back. They're clearly referring to hidden blades. Now, what I will say is that there are people that point out something that I actually agree with in this thread. For example, this next poster here I think has a much better point. They say, would have been nice to see one of the women of Assassin's Creed showcased here, and it's Evie Fry. I think that makes total sense. I'm somebody that played as Evie throughout my time with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. As a matter of fact, whenever I get to pick a female character in a role-playing game, or in any game for that matter, I tend to choose female characters because I would rather be looking at female character models rather than a man. That's just me. We all have our own reasons for why we play certain characters in games, right? This is something that I kind of agree with. Evie was the stealthy one. She's the one that I associated with the hidden blade. Her brother was kind of the brawler. So I think that Ubisoft did miss here with Evie, but when it comes to other people in this, like you see other people posting about these minor characters or characters from these side games on the fucking PSP, of course they're not gonna put them in there because no one gave a shit about those games. For example, you have this one person that says, we all know that Ubisoft doesn't like women in their game, but goddamn, at least pretend that you do. Not a single woman in that trailer when we had games with Evelyn, Evie, Aya, Cassandra, and Xiao Jun. Do we really know that Ubisoft doesn't like women in their games? Don't you think that if they didn't like women in their games, they wouldn't fucking include them in the first place, you brain-dead buffoon? If they didn't want to put women in their games, they wouldn't do it. And guess what? You have every single right to not buy that game because you just are so obsessed the characters must be female. We cannot have any wieners anywhere near the game. If there's characters with male genitals, I'm not giving you my money. That's fine, it's your fucking money, do with it what you will. But guess what? They are gonna make the games that they want to make. Whether or not it includes women is completely their prerogative. You do not have to like it. The same can be said for the inverse of this argument. If somebody said, we're gonna make a game and it's all gonna be women, I'd be like, fuck yes, sign me up for that. Guess who's gonna be joining the prostitute gangs in Cyberpunk 2077? Metal Gear Mando is, you bet your ass. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But what I'm saying is that this gender obsession, as I've said multiple times, is fucking pathetic. It's absolutely stupid, and I think that people just put so much effort into worrying about the gender of these characters in these games and these movies, and they flip out if it's not exactly what they want, and that's what we're seeing here. And for somebody to make the claim that they know Ubisoft doesn't want women in their game is just completely asinine. And again, Ubisoft has proved them wrong multiple times just by having women in the game. Because they weren't put in this trailer, clearly that's just some slight against all women. Like, do you honestly think that Ubisoft executives are just sitting in the boardroom, or the marketing team is just like, yes, what can we do to fuck over women? How can we enforce the patriarchy? Let's not put them in the trailer of our Assassin's Creed game. I don't think that's what's happening. I think you're attributing malice, when in actuality, what you're seeing is the company doing business. They're marketing to who buys their game the most. Men play more video games than women do, and miss me with that bullshit number that includes people that play games like Candy Crush on their goddamn cell phone, because I guarantee you, my mom is not a gamer. She plays Candy Crush every now and then. That's it. She ain't playing anything else, and neither is your mom, so shut the fuck up. And I love how people are pointing out the PSP games. Really? Like, anybody cared? Oh, okay, sorry. the 3 people who cared about that game. Do you see any gameplay from Assassin's Creed Bloodlines in this trailer by any chance? No? You don't? Is that because it wasn't a mainline Assassin's Creed game and it was put out on the PSP and it wasn't well received at all? Gee, it's almost like this company is trying to market itself the best way that it can to its overwhelmingly male demographic. I wonder why they're doing that. Is it because they like money and that's what they care about above all else? Fuck your social cause, they're here to make money. Sorry if you don't like that, don't give them money. Maybe they'll go out of business, probably not, but that's what you can do. But I guess, hey, if it makes you feel better that, you voice your opinion, that's fine. That's what I'm doing here. Voice your opinion online. Clearly, Ubisoft listens. They came out, they committed the cardinal sin. When cancel culture comes for you, what you don't do is apologize. You don't backpedal. You don't say you're sorry. You want to know why? Because it's never good enough for these people. The social justice warriors, they just have this insatiable need to just kick and scream until something goes their way, and then when it does, they chastise you. Well, you shouldn't have fucked up in the first place. Well, it shouldn't have been like this. You shouldn't have to apologize, and trust me, Ubisoft apologizes a lot, which is really why people feel that they can get away with this, because they keep giving in. Ubisoft came out with another tweet and a redux of the trailer. The tweet says, "We clearly missed some great assassins in this video and we apologize. We've updated the asset to highlight all the assassins who master the hidden blade. Thanks to our passionate community for their input." And again, guess what? People said, not good enough. One user responded with, "You didn't miss it though. You picked every single male protagonist for the first video, which is very thorough. You intentionally left out all female characters who actually use a hidden blade. Miss me with this BS. Yeah, you tell them. You tell them how they intentionally did this. Do you have any proof of that? Can you back that up by any chance? Do you have some kind of inside scoop? Were you in the marketing meeting when they said, we're gonna leave out the women? I don't understand that line of logic. How would them deliberately doing that help them? If somebody was making a conscious decision, like you think that they brought it to the editor, and the editor's like, whoa, 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 we gotta take it out. There's too much boobage going on in here. We can't have any of that. We can't have any of the males getting aroused. I, for one, it's like, hey, put more women in it. You'll probably get more guys to buy into your shit. Guys like hot girls, and the girls in Assassin's Creed, fucking hot, badass women, killing dudes. Pretty awesome if you ask me, but I feel like adding the women would help. Why would they do something that would actively hurt them? It doesn't make any sense. Then you got this next user here who's really, really threatening Ubisoft. They're shaking in their boots. I can hear it now. They say, "We deliberately left out great female assassins who wielded the blade in this video, and we apologize. Thanks to our non-BS taking community for calling us out. A good start, but we'll be watching." Oh my god. That's like, it reminds me of the Sonic meme, "Nothing personnel, kid." Like, it's just edgy shit. It's, this belongs on 4chan or something. You see what you did, Ubisoft? You pissed off the wrong people. They're going to be watching. Not only will they be watching, they're also going to be handing you money, hand over fist, when you don't give them what they want, because they just want to play your games. They don't really care. They just want a virtue signal. That's why they're here. Honestly, I'd be shocked if these people were actually fans of the series to begin with. And the reason I say that is because these people are like locusts. They're grifters. They go from one fandom to another, one outrage thing to another. They smell some perceived slight in the air. They can sense injustice, and they just flock to it. And then when the company comes out and apologizes, they chastise them a little bit, and then guess what? They move on. Except for one user though, and this is where Ryan Kinnell comes in. So this user here calls out Ryan from RK Outpost on Twitter, and she says, "This is such a bad take. I'm more than happy to explain to you why we're asking for more representation in Assassin's Creed. Hashtag AC Sisterhood," not linking the video, by the way. Wow, not linking the video because you don't want people to see Ryan's argument. Well, it's nice that users did go ahead and link that for you, lady, so maybe they're gonna get a full picture now and can come to their own conclusions. Even though you want to paint your own narrative, I totally get it. It's your Twitter, you do what you want. You do you, baby. I don't know about you, but that sounds a little like woman-splaining to me. It's kind of offending my delicate sensibilities. You gotta respect me. This is a safe place here. Metal Gear Mando YouTube channel is a safe space for all. You gotta relax a little bit with the microaggressions, lady. The biggest problem with this argument, the biggest issue that I have, is the obsession with the gender, as if it matters. Why does having a good character not matter? Why does it always have to come down to what's between their legs? What really matters is what makes a character, who they are as a person. That's what you relate to. If you're solely relating to a character based on their genitalia, then you have some issues that you need to work through, because that's not how normal people work. I didn't look at somebody like Ellen Ripley and think, oh, she has boobs, so I totally can't relate and identify to her tenacity and her drive. Sorry, the vagina was my barrier for entry when it came to relating to this character. There is certainly legitimate conversations to be had when it comes to how female characters are handled in games, especially with a company like Ubisoft, who has openly stated that they don't feel that women would sell as good as men. And that can come down to hard numbers. I mean, look at how many players played as Alexios over Cassandra. 2/3 of players chose the male character. Now, I'd be interested to see how many of those people who picked the male character were male versus female, but still, you have an overwhelming majority of players that play Assassin's Creed choosing the male character when they have a choice, so that is pretty indicative of how they're going to market their game. They want to sell it to the people that are buying the games. No company should waste their time with the people that are just fucking grifting to these communities, trying to leech off of them and just get their way, and then never get into the game and spend time in the community to begin with. These kinds of people, I'm not saying this person specifically, because I think that she is actually trying to come from a somewhat good place here, but you look at some of these people and it's like the Raylo crowd. They see something that they want to fit into. When you find a group, you assimilate to that group. You adopt their cultures, their customs. That's the way it works. You don't get to just worm your way in there and then expect everyone to change around you, and that's the problem with this kind of behavior. The thing with video games, and I'm going to end this video here pretty soon because this is way longer than I expected this to go on, but the thing with video games is it is an equalizer. You're behind a screen. The only thing that matters is your skill in the game. Whether you're male, female, trans, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're all on a level playing field. And what infuriates me are people that just keep trying to shove in just these gender issues, these political issues, all this shit that just muddies the waters and further divides us. That's really what this is, and it annoys the living hell out of me. Anyway, that's kind of a different topic, sorry. Again, this video is going way longer than I thought it was going to be. In conclusion, does Ubisoft hate women? No, I don't think they do, and I think you'd be pretty goddamn hard-pressed to prove otherwise. If you disagree with me though, leave it down in the comments below. Smash the dislike button if you... I can't do that voice, that's fucking awful. That's all I got for you folks. I hope you enjoyed it. This turned into a real rant here. If you liked the video, don't forget to drop a like, and if you really want to support this channel, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified of all of my future videos. Also, join the Discord, link is down in the description below, MGM Mother Base. I hope to see you there. Also, Ryan Kinnell's video is down in the description. Check it out. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Show Ryan some love, he's a great guy. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Metal Gear Mando. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.